The 2026 Dodge Charger is here, and it's not just another upgrade, it's a complete reimagining of one of America's most iconic muscle cars. Today, we're going to take a deep dive into what makes this new Charger so special, from the way it looks, to the way it drives, to the way it feels when you're sitting behind the wheel. By the end of this review, you'll know exactly if this car is the right one for you. When you first lay eyes on the new Charger, it's clear Dodge wanted to modernize the muscle car without losing its raw and aggressive heritage. At the front, the car has a bold, squared-off stance with a redesigned grille that immediately sets the tone for what you're about to experience. Slim LED headlights give it a futuristic edge, while still retaining that menacing Charger attitude. The hood is sculpted with aggressive lines and functional air vents, showing off its performance focus even before you turn the key. Moving to the side, the silhouette is unmistakably Charger. It carries that long, wide, low-slung muscle car profile but with cleaner aerodynamics and sharper creases that make it look more sophisticated. Dodge has worked on the proportions, so the wheels sit flush and give the car a planted, road-hugging look. Depending on the trim, you'll see massive alloy wheels, Brembo brakes, and even performance decals that highlight its racing DNA. At the back, the story continues with a bold design. The full-width LED taillight bar pays tribute to past Chargers but now comes in a sleeker, modern style. The rear diffuser is more pronounced, housing quad exhaust tips on performance models, and the spoiler options vary depending on whether you choose a more street-friendly trim or a hardcore performance variant. Overall, the exterior is aggressive, modern, and unmistakably Dodge. Step inside, and the Charger feels like a perfect blend of muscle and modern luxury. Dodge has put a lot of effort into making the cabin both performance-oriented and comfortable for everyday use. The driver's seat feels low and sporty, and the cockpit is angled toward you to keep the focus on driving. The steering wheel is thick, flat-bottomed, and wrapped in premium leather with paddle shifters mounted behind it for quick gear changes. Right in front of you, a fully digital instrument cluster displays everything from speed and RPMs to performance telemetry like G-forces and lap times. At the center, you get Dodge's updated Uconnect infotainment system with a massive touchscreen that supports wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, navigation, and performance apps that let you tweak driving modes and monitor your car in real time. Higher trims bring in premium materials like suede, carbon fiber accents, and ventilated leather seats. The rear seats are surprisingly spacious for a muscle car, making it more practical than some competitors, and the trunk space is generous enough to make this car usable as a daily driver. Dodge clearly designed the interior to bridge the gap between high performance and modern comfort. Now, let's talk about performance because this is where the Charger truly makes its statement. The 2026 Charger is offered in multiple powertrain options. Dodge is embracing electrification but hasn't abandoned traditional muscle. You'll find a range of models starting with a twin-turbocharged six-cylinder that produces around 400 horsepower, stepping up to higher trims that offer even more aggressive output. The highlight for enthusiasts is the all-electric Charger Daytona, which delivers instant torque, blistering acceleration, and performance figures that rival supercars. Reports suggest it can go from 0 to 60 in the low 3-second range depending on configuration. For those who still crave the growl of a combustion engine, Dodge has retained a performance hybrid setup with a roaring exhaust note that keeps the muscle car spirit alive. Handling has also improved dramatically, with stiffer suspension, better weight distribution, and an available all-wheel drive system for maximum traction. The Charger feels less like a straight-line drag racer and more like a complete performance machine ready to handle corners, highways, and city streets with equal confidence. When it comes to price, Dodge has made sure there's a Charger for almost every performance lover. The entry-level trims are expected to start around the mid-$40,000 range, giving you a lot of power for the money. As you climb trims and add performance packages, the price can stretch well into the $70,000 to $90,000 range, especially for the top-of-the-line electric Daytona models loaded with features. Considering the performance, technology, and design you're getting, the pricing keeps the Charger competitive against rivals like the Ford Mustang, Chevrolet Camaro, and even some European sports sedans. If you're considering the 2026 Dodge Charger, my suggestion is simple. If you're a purist who loves the raw sound and feel of a muscle car, go for the performance hybrid trims that still give you that visceral connection. But if you're ready for the future and want jaw-dropping acceleration with cutting-edge technology, the all-electric Daytona is the way to go. Either way, Dodge has built something that respects the past while pushing boldly into the future. And that brings us to the end of this review. The 2026 Dodge Charger is not just a car, it's a statement. It blends tradition with innovation, muscle with modernity, and raw performance with everyday usability. Whether you're in it for the sound, the speed, or the sheer presence, the Charger delivers. If you're a fan of muscle cars or just love cars that stand out, this one deserves a serious look. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this deep dive into the 2026 Dodge Charger, don't forget to like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments which version of the Charger you'd choose for yourself.